thing you need to think about is your display. And with your display, you need to think about what your focal point will be. And again, when you visit a show, look at the stands and think about the ones that attract you. The ones that have got every single product, really busy, lots of things everywhere, are the ones that are confusing. You know, people are walking past, they've got 100 things in their mind, there's lots of stuff going on. It needs to be simple so that they go, oh, look at that, rather than looking at it and all they see is a sea of lots of stuff, and they'll just keep on walking. So you need to decide what your focal point is going to be, which is where do you want their eyes to be drawn to, and that is going to relate to whatever your aim was at the beginning. So if your aim was purely to look for recruits, your focal point will be something to do with that. If it's to do with bookings, it'll be something to do with that. Think about what is going to be up on the walls. What do you want people to see before they even get to your stand? So walk along the aisle and see how much of the wall you can see as you go. What can you put there so that even from quite a distance back, they can already see something that's a little bit intriguing. That's going to keep their eyes on you instead of flitting all over the place and then possibly miss you. What have you got that's going to make them stand out and make them stop? Okay, so what's going to make them stop, and along with that, what would make you stop? Now there's a buzzword which people love is new. Something that's got new, even if they've never seen your products before, will be attractive. So think about that, and new doesn't necessarily mean that it is brand new products. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe you could use the word new in describing there's a new way of using something, or you know, just think about that. But the word new is something that does tend to grab people in. My focal point on my display was always actually a lucky draw, because my aim was always to get contacts, and that was my sole aim in being there. So I had a lucky draw, and I had it in a basket, and it looked absolutely irresistible. It was worth a reasonable amount of money, although it didn't cost me much, because I think most of us that have been in the business for a little while have got plenty of things in the cupboard that we can put into a lucky draw. All of the consultants that were on the stand as well had to put products into the drawer, and if it needed to be bulked up a bit, sometimes some of our products are small, even though they're valuable, they might not be big in size. If it needed bulked up, then a box of chocolates, a bottle of wine, or something like that would go into it as well. So I even had that on its own stand with a spotlight on it, and that was the drawer. And I made it so that people would, as they came past the stand, they would see that first. And then what happens is they look at that, and the next thing they do is their eyes go to the walls. So I would have things strategically placed on the walls that I wanted them to see that would then draw them in to look at things. So I guess, you know, you might have read at some point or heard that supermarkets are very good at knowing exactly where your eyes go, and you end up actually thinking that you're making your own decisions, but sometimes you're not. You're making the decisions that they've already made for you. So you can kind of employ some of those sorts of ideas into how your display is set up, just by knowing where people will look, and you'll know that a little bit by watching what you do.